According to a recent study, more than half of online daters have encountered someone who seriously misrepresented themselves in emotional scams. But what happens when the misrepresentation isn't about height or occupation, but about someone's entire emotional reality? Have you ever chatted with someone online and everything seemed perfect? So perfect that it felt a little off. So perfect that a small voice in your head whispers, "Something's not right. It doesn't add up." Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share a story that is private, confusing, and even a little scary. This is a cautionary tale about a man I met online. A few weeks ago, someone who confessed his intentions of marriage to me in an extremely short period of time. Before I start, I want to say I'm a very calm, very self-aware person. This is part of my professional nature. I believe in connection, in sparks, and in love at first sight, or at least in the power of a really good conversation to create attraction. But this experience taught me the difference between genuine feelings and a carefully crafted manipulation. The story began in the most ordinary, modern way. He said he recommended it to me by Facebook. Honestly, his way of speaking, his photos, and his humorous, clever self-introduction grabbed me immediately. From his first message, our conversation became lively within 2 days. We jumped into deep topics, dreams, fears, favorite books, and what we wanted in life. He was charming, witty, and thoughtful. His messages were long, detailed, and engaged. No matter when I messaged, he replied instantly. He remembered every little thing I said. If I mentioned an important meeting on Tuesday, he would follow up afterward. This attention to detail made me think, wow, he is really listening. The excitement felt real. When I saw his messages, my heart would flutter a little. But soon, warning signals began to appear. He asked me to add him on WhatsApp. Immediately, my mind went to online scams, but I chose to ignore it at the time. Things progressed astonishingly fast. A few days later, he started saying big and deep things. I've never experienced this kind of connection before. I feel like I can truly be myself only when I'm with you. It all sounded flattering and soon escalated. By the 10th day, he was hinting at a long-term relationship, discussing how to maintain it long distance, and even mentioning plans to retire early to spend life together. My immediate reaction wasn't happiness, it was caution. But I still went along with his pace. I wanted to see how far he would push the act. Because I knew I could never fall in love with someone I had never met. And whose love was it really? Mine, or the version of me he had invented in his mind? He occasionally shifted the conversation to his career, claiming he had another way to make money. When I didn't respond, his tone noticeably dropped. Then he sent a screenshot of a financial transaction showing he supposedly earned $50,000 in seconds. This was the second red flag, not just a warning, but a confirmation. At that moment, I knew who he was and what he wanted. He wasn't there for love. He was there to take money from me. I thought to myself, oh, another one. From then on, I observed each interaction more carefully. Inconsistencies began to pile up. First problem, his story. He claimed to be the owner of a company with over 4,000 employees and said he was lucky to meet me, even saying we're destined. His lines seemed straight out of a romance novel, classic love bombing. The truth wasn't about me at all. It was about building his fantasy where he would eventually get the money he wanted. His compliments weren't based on reality, but on his fabrications. I suggested a video call, even though he mentioned he could meet me. He immediately started dodging, making excuses, saying it would happen soon. I realized he was an experienced scammer. I didn't push because I knew who he was. I just wanted to see how a smart con artist would perform to handle me. Here's a question. What is the real emotional aftermath of such an experience? For victims, people like me, the damage is deep. Even if you see through it, your emotions take a hard hit. You experience a sort of emotional whiplash. You drop from the high of being seen to the low of realizing it was all a lie. This creates what is called betrayal trauma. It makes it harder to trust your own judgment. You may question your instincts,